You witnessed history. February 15th, 2022. Sidney Crosby scores goal number 500. I am Dan Kingerski here on the National Hockey Now and the Pittsburgh Hockey Now YouTube channel. Crosby gets goal 500, but the Penguins needed a 3-goal comeback to beat the Philadelphia Flyers 5-4 at PPG Paints Arena. It is the 5-minute Penguins postgame here. Let's get a couple things out of the way. Of course, Crosby is now just the second active player and 46th all-time to reach the 500-goal plateau. He was all smiles in the postgame, all smiles on the ice, too, after Chris Letang scores the OT winner just a minute into the extra period. You have to wonder how much Crosby would have been smiling had the Penguins not come back to win. Obviously, that victory very important to Crosby, maybe as much as that puck. A couple other things, though, the Penguins, to kind of take from that game. Realize that both Dominic Simone and Chad Ruhwedel scored goals on Tuesday night. You don't see that every day, and both were pretty goals. I mean, Dominic Simone, the top shelf tip. Chad Ruhwedel picked the perfect moment to score his first goal of the season, tied the game later in the third period, realized he was uncovered, bolted from the blue line towards the net. Danton Heinen put the puck right on his stick, and Ruhwedel buried it to tie the game 4-4. And at that point, PPG Paints Arena was rocking. Brian Boyle, of all players, led everybody in shots with 5 shots on goal. You wouldn't have expected that before the game, would you? But the Penguins had a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, and I asked Mike Sullivan about that. We got kind of a lengthy answer, and I'll go into that in the PHN report card. But Sullivan said no, it wasn't too much energy, maybe too much emotion. The Penguins controlled the second period. The first 12 minutes, they were camped out in the Philadelphia Flyers zone. And Sullivan, I think, really, he kind of guided me because I was unsure of where to go with that. But I think he properly explained it, that when things are too good, it can get good on you, and you forget the details. And the Penguins became high risk because Philadelphia wasn't pushing back, and the Penguins were just camped out in the Flyers zone. They couldn't get the goal, and it was just kind of one of those things. The Penguins were just misfiring. It was like watching a football team dominate the game between the 20s, but stumble into the red zone, and that was the Penguins on Tuesday night. Just the final pass was behind or off the stick, or it was a ill-advised pass. They just couldn't get that one extra pass to get the scoring attempt. And of course, every mistake the Penguins made wound up in the back of their net, from Jeff Carter and Chad Ruhwedel pinching at the wrong moments on the Flyers' second goal. Really just opened up a 2-on-1 for Claude Giroux. Jake Gensel leaving Scott Lawton alone in the slot. Just those little things, like, the Penguins really did forget their details for, big moments in the hockey game. And by all rights, the Philadelphia Flyers should have beaten the Penguins. They were up 4-2 with, 7.5 minutes to go before the Penguins struck twice in 22 seconds. But that's what this Penguins team does. They rise to the occasion when called upon. Chris Letang and Sidney Crosby, you just saw them take over in the third period. They weren't going to lose that game. And that's kind of been the season for the Philadelphia Flyers, though. They do lose that game. The Penguins do win that game. One other thing to talk about, Casey DeSmith stopped 23 of 27. The scoreboard says he allowed 4 to get past him. I would say 2 were stoppable. It wasn't his best night. I'm not sure if it reopens the Penguins' backup goalie debate. Of course it will on Twitter, because nothing ever dies on Twitter. But it's certainly a little bit of a cause for concern. He'll have to rebound in his next start. If he puts together 2 back-to-back soft starts, then all of those worries and that angst rises back to the surface. But Sidney Crosby gets number 500. Dominic Simone and Chad Ruhwedel score Ruhwedel's first goal of the season, and the Penguins have won 4 straight games, believe it or not. The big test will be coming Sunday, by the way. when the Carolina Hurricanes are in town. That could be a battle for first place in the Metro Division and a lot of fun. But it was rocking here at PPG Paints Arena, where I am currently sitting. For NHN and PHN, I'm Dan Kingerski.